Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Queen Esther's Diaries. Today we'll be talking about this inflation. This inflation has beaten my pocket. Guys, for the first time since I became a nurse, since I started working officially in Germany, for the first time I pushed my accounts to minus. This inflation has shown me something. I pushed my account to the minus, seriously, and that was last week. I was shopping and all of a sudden I realized I couldn't use my card anymore. And guys, this wasn't even clothes shopping. I was just grocery shopping. Food. I was food shopping, Lebensmittel shopping, and I ran out of cash on my account. So today, I'm going to be sharing reactions from many Germans who live in Germany. Not Germans, but many Black Germans or many Black people who live in Germany, Africans who live in Germany, are going to be sharing their reactions to this inflation for you guys. I have gotten like 1,001 questions from you guys on my comment section, personally writing to me and asking me, how much do you think feeding in Germany costs for like a month? How much can I budget to feed in Germany? So guys, I'm sure this video will answer your question. Okay, let's go. So guys, like most of you know, I'm an Igbo girl, and when it comes to talking about money, I gotta represent. I gotta talk about money in the right way, with the responsible cap for this Igbo discussion. Money, business. Okay, straight to the business, okay? So guys, I belong to this group on Facebook, and it's a group where a lot of Africans in Germany kind of converge and share ideas and share, tips on how to survive in this country. So the other day I posted and I asked them, guys, this inflation is getting crazy. How are you guys surviving? So I'm just going to share what the reactions here says. The first one says, for a family of 5, I'm not going to be mentioning any names because I didn't get the permission to do that, but these were the reactions. So the first one says, for a family of 5, 2 adults and 3 children, we budget around 800 to 800 and feeding, not less, for feeding. 800 and okay, I understand, with 2 adults. Me alone, I know how much I've chopped. So for 2 people, it may be considerable. In my head, I'm thinking 2 people, maybe somewhere like 600. But this person is saying between 800 and 850, including the children, which kind of makes some sense. This other person says, I have come for a budgeting course. Like, she's here to learn how to budget. She says, I am about 300 euros per week, and my kids are teenagers. 300 euros. Hey guys, there was a time in Germany where 200 euros could feed me for a month. I'm not kidding. Like, I knew I wasn't eating more than 200 euros for a month. 300 euros was because maybe I just decided to, do a few things here and there, and I was just okay. But trust me guys, 300 euros was enough for just me. And now this person is saying that she's at 300 euros a week, and in a month you have like 4 weeks, and she says her kids are teenagers. She doesn't mention how many kids she has here, but the rest of us are laughing at her under the comment section because we don't want to be her. Anyway, yes, this other person says yes, when I was alone, it was 300 was okay for me, but as a young girl now, forget it. Yeah. So this next person says, we use almost 900 euros a month. I don't know how big this person's family is. Let's see. So he says that he's a family of 4, and there are 2 kids and 2 adults, but the kids don't take products with milk, so making things expensive. So probably his kids are lactose intolerant, and he has to look for other like creative ways to feed them. So that's what's making things expensive for him. That's how he's spending 900 euros a month for food. Hey, sir, I doff my carb. Wow. So the next person says, let me give you a secret. It says, walk into an Afro shop, buy 20 kg of rice and 10 kg of maize. I'm sure this person is not Nigerian. Somewhere, let's say East African, South Africa. So it says, buy or middle, or the middle, what do you call them? Those in the middle. Shall we get there? So it says, I'll walk into an Afro shop, buy 20 kg of rice and 10 kg of maize flour, and then I'm sorted. Those months I feel like having junk food, I walk into a supermarket and buy packages of Pumice. Pumice is the word for chips, like not chips, fries. Thank you, for potato fries. Or yeah, the Americans call it chips. That's what pumice is called. So, and at that, he doesn't have to spend so much. So, I'm not a fan of Afro shops because Afro shops are legit expensive. Let nobody tell you otherwise. Afro shops are legit expensive. Not that they are not good. Like if you go to an Afro shop, you're very likely to find everything that you're used to, you know, palm oil, you know, yam, all those things, plantain, habanero peppers, smiling at you in the face, okra, you know, you find all those things that you are most likely never going to find in the usual grocery shops. But the problem is the pricing. The prices are heavy. I got one good advice before I left the country, and that was from my mom. And she told me, Esther, when you leave the country, the first thing to do is start eating their food first. Don't eat your food. And I think the reason she said that because she believes that your the food belonging to the people you move to meet and will be cheaper for them. But your own food will be imported. Like the food that you're used to, the Nigerian food, will be imported there. So it will be an expensive food there when it shouldn't have been expensive from like where you came from. Do you get? So because of that, I learned when I moved there, the first thing I did was to start trying every of their meals, you know. And the more I tried, I found those ones that were okay for my taste buds, the ones that I actually really liked, you know. And over time, I realized that I even started losing taste for like soup and stuff. And that way, I could live cheaper. But now, I've learned how to go to African shop. Guys, help my soul. I don't know if there's any month where I didn't buy goat meat. People should help my life. And goat meat is not cheap. Like yesterday, I went to Price. No, 2 days ago, I went to Price goat meat. Or was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I went to Price goat meat. No, it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I went to Price goat meat. And guys, goat meat right now, it's at €8.99 per kg. €8, and let's say €9 per kg. Do the math. Now calculate it according to how much goat meat you're buying in your country and see how much people spend just to eat goat meat. So, I'm not a fan of Afro shop, but if he says it works for him, then be my guest. So this other person says, I'm not sure how big his family is or her family is, but they say we spend 450 to 500 euro monthly on food, 100 euros on fruits, 60 euros on water and drinks, and 150 euros on refreshments. So let's say they spend 500 euros on food, okay? 500 euros on food, plus 100 is 600, plus 150 is 750. So in a wrap, they spend somewhere above 800 euros a month. But I don't know how big this family is. And he or she didn't go ahead to state how big their family is. But I am suspecting this is a family of two. Sounding more like a family of two. But it sounds realistic for a family of two. Moving on. Now, this other person says, or is using a trick, or did I call it a trick? Or something like that I learned, and I even shared in one of my previous YouTube videos, and that is using HelloFresh. She says, I'm doing HelloFresh, which has become a cheap option for a tribe that's a family of 3. When I don't feel like doing any of their meals, I have my maize and wheat flour and meat from Turkish stores, which many of us also call African shops. She's at 400 euros per month, including homemade smoothies, juices, and veggies and fruits from the market. Makes sense. So, guys, if you haven't seen my video on how I tried out here at HelloFresh, please just click the link up above here. There's going to be a link popping up right now. Check out that link and you'll be see what I'm talking about. So, in HelloFresh, according to her, she would order like 3 meals. She order 3 meals weekly at the cost of 54 euros. And then, if she includes all the veggies she has to buy every other weekend and fruits and all, it gets her to 400 euros. For a family of 3. Now, I can swear to you that this family, all of them are slim people. Nobody can be fat in this house. There's nobody in this house that can be fat. Fatness is prohibited in this house because I don't know how 3 people are feeding on 400 euros. Like everything. I don't know, but let me mind my business. Or probably they are not large eaters. There are people who will naturally eat large, and there are other people who just don't eat as much as others. So it's not a big deal, it's just one of those things. So this next person says, we are a family of 4 now, and we spend almost 800 euros for feeding per month. 800, family of 4. But here's the thing, this is one other truth you have to know, right? If you're living alone, you're more likely to spend more on food or even on anything, because you're buying for just yourself. You're going to be wasting food because anything you don't like to eat, there's no other person who is there to like to eat it, or you're not sharing. And psychologists and studies have shown that you are likely not to eat too much when you have people around. When you're eating with somebody, you're likely to eat less than when you're eating alone. If you eat alone all the time, you're likely to eat too much because it's just you and you're trying to entertain yourself with food. You get? So maybe it's true. This is very possible if a family of 4 is spending 800 euros a month. But it doesn't mean that if you're alone, you spend 200 euros as you divide it by. No, it don't work that way. It didn't work that way. So this person, I almost called her name. She says, eating is expensive in Europe. That is why Oyibo asks you when you visit, how's the grocer oder kleine Hunger? That's the first question. The second question would be, wie viele Eier oder Kartoffeln wirst du essen? That's the second. And at first, if you encounter this kind of questions, you are first thinking like, why is people thinking like this now? It's not somebody comes to us, you just give them food. Why? No. People are trying not to waste food. And trust me, Germans are even stricter on waste than you know. So, okay, let me not say Germans, but like the older Germans, not these new young people, they're doing as they like. But the older ones they are stricter on waste. They don't want to waste food. Like many people know, or if you don't know yet, there was a time in Germany when there was actually starvation many years ago. And actually sometime after the war, there was a time when there was not food, and food was really rationed, and they went through that time. So people who lived through that time and are existing till now are the people who are very likely to portion food and to be very careful with food. Guys, you should watch my video on how I lived with an old German guy. I lived with one of those kind of people, and I experienced the experience of my life. If you have not seen that video, I bet just go watch it because you're gonna laugh your head out. So on to the next. So this other person says the most important thing to do is to substitute. Okay, to substitute certain foods. Start mixing your coconut oil with sunflower oil or butter while cooking, depending on what you cook. But the thing is, coconut oil in itself is expensive. Instead of mixing, I would replace coconut oil with sunflower oil. Even though coconut oil is healthier than sunflower oil. You just have to find a way. I think that's why she's mixing it. So she has some healthy oil and some cheap oil here, just to balance it out. But guys, since the war in Ukraine, sunflower oil is almost as expensive as coconut oil. So what are we saying again? So this person says, this is a woman, she says, we spend 700 euros, a family of 4, 2 adults, 1 baby, and 1 baby on food. And they pick in it. Okay, 2 adults, 1 baby, like a baby on baby food, and 1 picky eating child. So, said only yesterday we went to the Afro shop and we spent 102 euros. I couldn't find what I bought with it. So this is pretty much for me. This is pretty much a family of 4, okay. But I would almost say a family of 3, because what is the other 2 people? It's like half belly, like this half belly, like half stomach equal to 1 spoon chicken. But yeah, she said she's spending about 700 euro a month. This other person says you may reduce your meat consume. Meat is expensive, especially in Switzerland. 100 grams of meat costs about 7 francs, which is like 6 euros. I'm only eating fish instead. I buy on discount at Lidl or Hofer. These are discount grocery shops. Since she lives alone, said I live alone and I spend about 150 euro in a week, even without meat. But again, I live in Switzerland. Okay, so Switzerland is a neighboring country to Germany, not necessarily a member of the EU, but Switzerland is actually not as cheap as living in Germany. Living in Germany is kind of cheaper, at least by the last studies before the pandemic. It used to be cheaper to live in Germany than it is. Or than it was to live in Switzerland. I don't know what the recent findings are. So this is her speaking from her Switzerland experience. She lives alone and she's spending 150 euros per week, which sums up to 600 euros approximately a month. Hey, do you really want to come to their abroad? Do you really want to come to Okay, guys, but let's just move on. Let us move on. But speaking of fish though, but fish is more expensive. Only maybe if fish is less expensive in Switzerland, then I would understand this her input. But the last time I checked, fish is more expensive. Or am I missing something? Am I missing something? Or maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. Maybe she doesn't eat a lot of fish, so when she buys fish, she eats less or something like that. I'm just assuming, I don't know. And depending on the kind of fish again you want to buy, if you just want to buy like ugly looking sardines, my dear, you'll be fine. You can feed on 2 naira safe a month. If you want to buy like real nice fish like mackerel or these other ones, I don't know their English name. They really taste nice. It's not catfish, but they're like seawater fishes, very nice. They taste like croaker fish. If you're Nigerian, you know what I mean by croaker fish. They're really nice. Those ones are crazy expensive. Stay away from them. So if it's those ones, I don't know how you're living on 150 or how you're preferring it over meat, because meat is so much cheaper. So this person says somehow this came across kind of hilarious. Okay, somehow this came across some kind of hilarious. I can't read anyone saying I can't afford food stuff. Rather, we are spending more. Okay, this person says somehow this came across hilarious. I can't read anyone saying I can't afford food stuffs. Rather, we are spending more. In Deutschland, yes, 5 heads in a home is regarded as a large family, and you should always get support from the system should you need it. It usually will come in form of shopping vouchers or school materials subsidized for your kids. Just request and your household income will be checked, and you will get some cash in your account. That's what he's trying. This is nice though. I know that there are like a couple of vouchers that parents can get. In my city, it's called, one of the vouchers in my city is called the Heidelberger Pass, and with this card, you can go like swimming for free. You can go to like public places that you should have paid an entrance fee. You could get like a free entrance to those places, and in some cases, you could get extra money on top, like money from the system, social, just money to help you get by. But that is if you needed it. And again, for you to get this kind of money, you have to apply for it first. And when you request, they'll check your income and measure it with the number of people in your family, and then they will decide if you are eligible for this kind of social help, so to speak. All right, guys. This is the end of this comment. Anyways, what do I have to say? This is very true. Cost of living has really increased in Germany. Like you see, most people are having to spend a lot of money on just food. And this doesn't mean you're not going to need other things. You have to furnish your home if you moved in newly. You have to pay for little things here and there. Sometimes you just want to live the life, save money for a holiday, send money back home. These are like the African reality. And to do that in Germany, in recent times, has become a little harder than it was earlier. Even though, as at from this month, this is the month of September, as at of this month, the German system has decided to increase the minimum wage in order to help subsidize, or not subsidize, but in order to help improve the standard of living for everyone. I think we moved from 10 euros per hour to 12 euros per hour, if I'm right. I'm sure it's about 12 euros per hour now. So because of that, a lot of people are going to be experiencing an increase in pay in their jobs. Not everybody, because if your job already pays you above 12 euros per hour, they are not obliged to increase your salary. But some other people might be able, some other employers might be able to do that, and then you're lucky. So that has been some help in recent times. Also, some states, like in my state, there is also opportunity for everyone who is working to get an extra money on their account this month and next month, as a one-time payment, not twice, but one-time payment made between this month and next month of a certain amount of money. I'm not sure how much we are going to be getting, so I'm not going to be mentioning any numbers, but this is supposed to help with the lights and as of the energy bills, water bills, and heating bills, everything that has gone up in the last few months. Where I'm living, the energy bills went up like 3 times, which is crazy. My rent has gone up crazy. It sounds funny now, but guys, it's real. But I'm not making this video in order to make you get you scared or make you feel like you might not be able to survive here, that everything is hard, everything is expensive. No, you can still be able to discipline yourself to a certain amount of money every month, and so that you can also save. It's not that the inflation has not made it impossible for people to save. It's only just made it a little harder. So it just needs you. You just need to have a little more discipline, a little more tenacity if you're going to be saving in these times. That's all that it means. But anyway, guys, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to put down in my comment section. If you want to find out more on how to save money in living in Germany, please follow me on Instagram. I put up a whole lot of posts about living in Germany and tips and tricks and things here and there. You should totally watch my reels. Yes, until I see you next time, guys. See you. Bye bye.